I think that when it comes to Libya and the Eastern Mediterranean, the European country that is often talked about is France. And I think when we talk about the Eastern Mediterranean, we can add Greece to that. And I think this speaks volumes as to the extent to which Italy has failed to assert itself on two issues that are of vital importance to its security and economic interests. Rome will argue, of course, that this is not as a result of a lack of trying, and that it's been rocked by political instability. Giuseppe Conte's coalition is at risk of falling. They've seen multiple governments, economic crisis. Italian analysts will argue that Italy has also sought to ensure ties with all of Libya's parties, albeit with the purpose that whoever wins, Italy will already have a foot through the door. However, with France's aggressive policy, Russia's aggressive policy, and the other international powers, the reality is that these powers have offered more to the Libyan parties than Italy has. And as a result, the standing of Italy has plummeted in the eyes of Libyan parties, so much so that Haftar thought it worth humiliating the Italian Prime Minister Giuseppe Conte by strong-arming him into visiting Benghazi and giving Haftar a photo opportunity in exchange for the release of Italian fishermen. However, Italy does not necessarily believe that its domestic situation is the primary reason for its inability to assert itself in its foreign policy, but rather much of the grumblings in Rome are actually directed towards fellow EU member France, which is accused of exerting a disproportionate influence over EU foreign policy in order to secure uniquely French gains, even at the expense of the EU and more specifically at the expense of Italy. And it is this dynamic that has resulted in a gradual transformation of Italy's image from a power that has been floundering and sidelined into one with the potential to become a very effective power broker and, more importantly, an effective check on France. And this is why we're seeing increased engagement with Italy from Qatar, increased engagement with Italy from Turkey, and France is demonstrating an acute awareness of the potential threat Italy might pose by seeking to engage more with Italy. The question, however, is to what extent Italy actually appreciates the potential of the leverage that is suddenly emerging, ironically, out of the failures of its foreign policy. Giuseppe Conte's government is at risk of collapse. There has been a general lack of consistency in Italian foreign policy, and therefore it remains to be seen whether Italy, through this opportunity that is emerging, will be able to navigate itself in the midst of this overcrowded international arena back to the forefront of policy making.